This could
Or it's
be,
one really wide magic card.
or it is Will and Lucas, and there's Lurrus. Then there are even 3 cards. The Mental Missteps from Grist.
Or Grist. Oh yes, it is Will and Lucas and Lurrus. Interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll see how that goes. I ordered my friend's secret layer. It has not been shipped yet,
That's sad.
and I haven't received for the other secret layer of the bunch. I uh I received an email that it's going to be later. For this one, I haven't even gotten an email that it's going to be late yet.
That's sad. So what is this card?
Retrofit Foundry.
Right. Here we go. Interesting. So this one made it to the and there's a Lurrus. Yeah. Now that the light is better. Yeah. What can we expect from this pile? Could be
I'm very
simply
curious.
4-color control or 4-color artifacts.
It's a bit of an interesting conundrum. He has a mm,
It's a Baleful Strixhaven graveyard,
he
by
has
the
a
way.
tithe in hand and no mana to cast it with.
Correct. And he plays Lucas. He decided to play Lucas. Do you really do this? Because you. It should be okay because you can snipe the insects, right?
You can kill the insects with
With the.
tokens making he sacrifices artifacts to shoot 1 damage.
Yeah. If that's worth it, we have to check, but.
Yeah, so
There
he
we
can
go.
block the dudes and he can kill them with Lucas. He can spend 2 mana on the Retrofitter Foundry. So that's pretty good. Oh, we've got a Seiju on the board on the right side. The people have really managed to get the pre-release was
On Friday,
the
right?
last
No.
3 days. So
No, it was not a
yesterday
pre release. The pre release was one week prior to that, I guess.
was it?
Yeah, now was the release. This weekend was the release. The pre release was the week before.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Boseiju is quite a good card. And he's thinking about whether or not to sacrifice the insect. No, he's making another one. Oh, what is the card he milled? I have no idea. It doesn't matter.
That's a Deep Forest Hermit.
Is it? Yeah. Could be. It's definitely not an insect. And there's a Tamagotchi. Okay. End of turn. The Foundry is activated. And it makes a hidden magic card. And he's going to ping down an insect.
So it's a bit unfortunate for the partner player that Grist didn't play a 4th land, since he now can't play his tithe.
That's right.
Oh, he's just playing his tithe to such without value.
Which is still okay, maybe. there's still the prize for the scrubland on the sleeve. It seems.
There is, yep.
Yeah.
Or maybe the
So,
price was written on the card.
that would be bad. Or it's rather, this is some weird kind of flex, like showing at some point I only paid $95 for my scrubland.
Yep.
Definitely a good deal.
So, just in terms of like permanence, currently, I feel like oh, the dress down can kill the Tarmogoyf. Doesn't kill the Goyf on its own, but he can float the damage with Lucas.
Yeah, and then it's 0-1.
And then it's
Then
a
he
0-1,
can goad
and then
it. Or shoot it, actually.
yeah.
It's not goaded at all. There's a swords as well. This might be a breach deck or something like that. Or
That's
it's
possible.
yeah, or it's the 4-color control. Who knows? But it's a bit weird to have.
Yeah, so I think that's the line that we said. I think that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he's probably just gonna wait to see if there's anything better to do about it.
What's the third card? He has a dress
He
down,
could
a
also
swords, and
a Lion Sash, the new
oh, you have an eagle vision in order to see that. Yeah, that's right. That's another great addition. I really like the card, and it's quite powerful. But let's check the beautiful one.
Ooh, yeah, cool. Oh, traversing for a land. Not sure if it was correct to. No, maybe he's looking at. What's going? He's ticked down Grist
Yeah.
and probably verbally indicated a target. I didn't hear. Hey, ancient Zion.
Hey, welcome.
I'm wondering if he's gonna do the line. Yeah, he's doing the line.
Dress down. So he has blocked the Bloodghast. Dress down is killed. So another land drop.
No, he hasn't blocked the Bloodgust. The Grist activation sacked the Bloodgust.
Ah,
It
right.
was just not
That way.
really
That way.
indicated very well as it was going on the stack.
That's fine for me as well. So what can we expect? Yeah, Alliance Sash, probably. Directly exiling the Bloodghast might not be the worst idea.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
You can still do it on stack.
Yeah, considering he has the swords that terminate in hand, the opponent, and that the opponent traversed for a land last turn, he knows he doesn't have any more in hand, so he's gonna have to draw it off the top.
He's gonna play a Terminate. Oh, is that
I'm
going
a
to
little
work?
confused how the Grist ability
Yeah,
works.
me as well. We have to check it. So you may sacrifice a creature. When you do destroy target creature planes, okay, you put it on the stack, and then if there's nothing to sacrifice, you cannot. Oh, that's good. Okay.
However, the target gets put on the stack before the resolution, right?
No, it's like you're not targeting the creature you sacrifice. You mean okay, yeah. So he must have
When you
targeted.
activate the
Yeah,
ability,
right. He must have
you
targeted Lion Sash.
yeah.
But then there's no creature to
Attack, so
it doesn't resolve.
that's correct.
Yeah.
So the opponent should have. I mean, I guess it was bait in order to have the Bloodcast stay around.
Yeah, I do think so as well. So there's a Vengevine hardcast. Ooh, that's cool. And that boy
What's
will
the Plowshares is a good counter to that.
definitely. Lion Sash already. It's not a. And there's a Lightning Bolt plus a Lion Sash activation, which is not bad either.
I think it's fine to go card neutral in that case and kill Grist now with a Lion Sash, swords the Vengevine, and leave a Retrofitter Foundry activation open to block the Bloodghast and then eat it if he tries to get it to return.
I think
you
I would.
conserve your cards in hand.
The Bloodghast cannot
Yep,
block.
so
That's right. Yeah, I think I would bold it instead and then eat it with the Lion Sash. Why do you want to gift 4 life for your opponent? There's a Dark Confident. Okay. Interesting.
Yep. I mean, you can also just take the damage from the Bloodghast, ignore it, and then block it next turn with the Retrofitter Foundry token.
Yeah. And the opponent has only 1 card in hand, and he needs 2 spells in order to get back the Vengevine. So that would be. There's a. Oh, he has 2 cards actually.
Is Grist a creature spell?
Yeah.
Does it trigger Vengevine?
Yep. I mean, it's on the stack, and as long as it's on the stack, it's a creature.
Yeah.
Which is quite cool.
Yep.
In general, I mean, Martin has, as you said prior or earlier, Martin has played it. We've played it 3 times on cam already, I guess. It's quite a nice deck, really. Has some very cool lines.
Yeah, having an answer for basically anything in the command zone is pretty good.
Yeah, and especially an answer in your command zone against other planeswalkers.
Yep.
Ooh, and there's a Hogak. That's not bad. Ooh, that's not bad at all. And he's taken away all the permanent cards. So, Lions. There's a Swords. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we've known about that.
Drip, drip.
So
that's right.
Pretty in. The Lion Stash still hasn't eaten any cards. What is this obsession with playing leadership?
I don't get that either. I was just about to ask you.
We saw it in Kiss. We saw it. We're seeing it now in this.
Especially
Feels
now.
a little underpowered.
Yeah, I do think so as well. That's right. Hogak is quite a nice slot there. But this version looks more like an aggressive one. And what I was about to say is if you expect a lot of Aminatus, that's quite a nice decision to play Grist, I guess. To get rid of the pesky planeswalker your opponent is going to play. And you can't even spell pierce Grist, since it's still a creature on stack.
That's cool.
Yep. So we have a Dried Arbor and we have a Bloodghast. And the Bloodghast is... yeah, it's just blocked by Lion Sash because he can exile the fetch land as well as the Baleful Strix. What is he going to do? For 2. He's going to make a server, I guess, right?
Yep. I was thinking it's
how is
the better land.
How is the order? I think it's making a servo, making a topter, and then a construct.
It's making a servo, then a thopter, then a construct, yes.
Okay. Yeah, right. Still a card that shines the most in Sai. So there's a Dranef. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Especially considering that Grist has a lot of abilities. I mean, it doesn't block the abilities,
but away from being cast again.
Which one, Grist?
Yeah, I don't know why the Grist player didn't uptick the die, but
it should cost 5, right?
Should cost 7. It was just cast for 5 and then got leadership vacuumed.
Ah, okay. I missed that because I was checking for the retrofit of Foundry again.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So we see a Daze in hand. 3 mana for a Lurrus on hand. That's not too bad. Keep in mind, is that correct to not block here with the insect? Maybe the Grist player is kind of trying to get him down from the confident triggers.
Wait, I'm confused. He attacked into a Dryad Arbor and an insect with Bob. That seems... I don't see why you wouldn't block.
Yeah, because as I just said, he might take a bet on winning the game by the control player draining himself down with Dark Confidence.
Oh yeah, he's on 5.
He's on 5. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, never mind.
So in his position, I would also try to get rid of it.
Yeah. So Will and Lucas player has to. Yeah, he put the Lurrus in hand, and he'll be casting it next turn.
So he casted the birthing pot. And I mean, he can activate it, and what's the best he can find for 1 mana? Maybe a caustic caterpillar, which would have dealt with the lion sash, but not really, since there's a Lurrus in hand. So there needs to be something better.
Oh yep, Deathrite is a good way to.
Definitely make some pressure. But yeah, as Cyan just said, the Lion Sash is kind of counterplaying on that.
Taking 2, so he has to cast Lurrus, I think, if he wants to have a chance to survive for a little bit longer.
There's a portable hole, which takes care of the Deathrite Shaman. That's not bad. But he is going to cast an Expressive Iteration first.
Look for a land, I guess.
This is going to be an interesting one. And it doesn't look too efficient currently. He's probably missing a land. I mean, if he sees a land, then he can just play. Yeah, playing Lurrus without doing anything is not Probably not something you want to do as well, but
I mean, I think it's fine to play. Oh, I think you need to play Lurrus here
why? I mean,
because it has lifelink. It starts gaining you back life.
yeah,
If
but
you
you still have to get rid of Dark Confident in order to not die
Well, he
next
can
turn.
play the portable hull and play Lurrus.
But
And
then, okay, he can play Portable Hole. What is that? Is it a Qatar commando? No. Yes.
yes, I think it is.
Yes, it is. Okay, he.
He's killing the birthing pod. What is there at 2 that would do 3 damage?
I mean, we've seen a leadership vacuum already. There might be another spell. Maybe there is a flawless maneuver, for example, that he's about to reveal. You never know. So for 1, there's a Finton elf. The turn is going to exile the birthing pot. Now there's a trigger. It's a land. He's lucky. I think for example, okay, now he will definitely play Lurrus. At least I would expect so. And then maybe play a Baleful Strix, so a Collective Brutality would not do the job. But a Collective Brutality could take care of... He has 1 card in hand, so it could take care of Lurrus as well as draining him down to 1. And then there is a potential to die from...
I mean, there already is the potential to die from Bob.
Correct. Yeah. There's a Strix, right? It's a dress down. So in order to draw a card,
I don't see why he'd do that.
to not die to Dark Confident, because it's the ability does not trigger.
But Bob's in exile.
No, it's not. Portable
Oh, no.
Hole targeted Death Ray Shaman.
Oh, but I mean, I was confused
So
here. Sorry.
he played the dress down end of turn.
End of his own turn.
Yep, correct. Since Lurrus counts for the whole turn.
At the beginning of the end step, sacrifice dress down. So dress down is sacrificed by the time the next Bob trigger comes around.
That's correct as well. So beginning of the end step of the opponent's end step, actually. There's
We have a Strangleroot Geist without haste.
And there is a 0 effect. Woohoo, you have to have... I think the second card... I mean, it only can be a non-creature spell, or a non-permanent spell, actually, since all other cards have to be CMC 2 or less. Due to Lurrus.
Absolutely.
It's a Strangleroot, guys, is kind of weird. And I think Lurrus will take it home now.
I think the 1 lifelink swing with Lurrus is should likely be enough.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the dress down for elves was kind of weird. Is that the only reason? Because the Baleful Strix would have been better. I mean, he has a Daze in hand. Okay, the opponent can have a land drop. Is that a Mother of Runes? I think so, right? One of these weird printings, secret layer or whatever. I guess it's a Mother. Probably this one. Which is quite a nice one, I have to say. I didn't know that one. Where does it come from? Ah, it's this set of 4. Ah, I see. Well, it's quite a cool one, I have to say. Maybe we should pin Mamas again. Just have to check. It's apparently the most beautiful one, I guess, from all of these.
Yeah, the
Wow, it's like $16, and the Eternal Masters one is like 80 or something. And they're directly going into game 2 here. Beautiful forests. There's a verdant catacombs.
always cool to see people personalize their decks and really show off.
Yeah, and it's really most often it's the way most people structure the decks. If there's something behind it, it really looks cool as a whole pile.
Yeah.
Well, does the deck run Sword Topter combo? I would not expect that, since the combo is, in my opinion, is insanely bad.
I think it's kind of playing a graveyard count combo that like wins you the game, like actually wins you the game like 4 or 5 turns after completing the combo. Just not quite good enough. So flipping an Outland Liberator early can be very strong, just based on just having a 3/3 attacking that early can do quite a lot. Ooh, Dreadhorde Arcanist. Not that high up on a list of cards that I think are good in Duel Commander. So we see a Grist being force spiked, which feels like a pretty mana efficient play, if you ask me. But here we see the trouble of Dreadhorde Arcanist. He can attack here and just not going to do anything. It's a 1/3 with trample. Two clues. Opponent made a clue as well. Oh, there's a reanimate with no targets currently. Augur of Autumn being memory lapsed. That is a good card to prevent entering play, but it seems like there's more happening on the stack. Maybe he wants to crack the clue in search of a land before putting the Augur on top. Nope. He just wanted to have fetched.
So, I mean, he can just attack, destroy one clue, and then he's likely to block with will. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems fine.
Interesting.
Alright, that's a weird sequence of decision making. I don't see why you would crack the fetch land. If he had a Llanowar in his hand, which he did, if he had a Llanowar in his hand, why would he wait to cast the Bloodcast?
I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because he'd still have the Windswept Teeth in play and just have it untapped now in case the Bloodcast gets destroyed. Maybe he doesn't think it'll be relevant.
So at least he can sacrifice the clue now in response. Draw them.
Well, he needs to sack 2, right? It's a sack, an artifact or an enchantment trigger.
It's a target enchantment. Wait, let me bring the card back. So on attack, destroy target artifact or enchantment, defending player controls.
Okay, never mind that.
So there is a cast for 7, and now we have a Grist on battlefield, and it took care of the Dreadhorde Arcanist.
Which wasn't doing anything.
Don't do this at home.
Yeah, don't play Dreadhorde Arcanist, it's bad.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want a card that's better than Dreadhorde Arcanist,
If there's one
there's
advice for this evening, yeah, but it's a similar thing as with Delver of Secrets. The maths are not good enough in 100 singleton decks.
there's that whale. I don't know what it's called.
Ethereal 4-ager.
Ethereal 4-ager, yeah.
What about it?
I think that's a much better version. If you want to play, that, if you want to play something around Dreadhorde Arcanist, I think Ethereal Forager is a much better card.
Yeah, which is he's not able to cast this card since he's restricted to Simti 2, but
that's true.
Overall, that's right. I would agree to it. And even then, I think it's still borderline playable. We have Murktide. Murktide is a great card. A better Delph slot. To me, it felt I was testing the 4-ager in Tevesh and Malcolm, and to me, it felt like it was always too much of a requirement to delve 4 cards plus waiting one more turn in order to attack. And although the color combination is capable of defending this card, we have a Drown in a Lock, and I love this card, by the way. It's so cool.
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting card that leads to interactive magic.
Yep.
And has some cool lines sometimes where
it can be quite awkward if your opponent has some high CMC targets and not the appropriate amount of cards in his graveyard.
Yes,
his or her
definitely,
graveyard.
definitely. And if you have a slow start where like you can't, this card isn't something that you can play turn 2 or 3 most of the time. There's going to be starts from aggro decks that just don't put any cards in their graveyard for the first 4 turns. They just play lands and play spells.
Yeah, and here we see the power of Ogre. So he has 3 cards with different power. He could even cast creature spells from the top.
Yep, and he has some filtering ability with Grist and the Clue. So it's quite likely that he's going to be able to continue casting spells from here.
He just played the Nurturing Peatland from the top.
Yeah, but he can play creatures.
Probably. He sees the top card. He already milled down a land from the top, and now it seems there's another land on top, or a card that's more expensive than 3 mana. So we see a Flawless Maneuver in hand. There's no reason to not cast it, I think. With this cheap command zone. There's a Lurrus. Is there an Urborg on the field? I think this one card is an Urborg because he did not fetch.
There's a Yavimaya on the battlefield on the other side of them.
Correct. So this one works as well. There's an Urza's Bauble. Reveals a bloodstained mire. Okay, so he draws a card. Here we see a bad scenario of having Flawless Maneuver, which is still not too bad. What did he do with the Grist?
I'm guessing he's targeting Lurrus.
Correct. There's a Flawless Maneuver.
Yeah, there we go. He sacks it.
Hardcast. Edge of Autumn's power is 2. So this is a card, quite a powerful addition to green decks. Having some card advantage from the top is never bad. You mean Augur of Autumn? Yeah, I knew what you were talking about. There's a Primeval Titan from the top. Woohoo! That's impressive.
A powerful card.
It's a very powerful card. There's an Urza Saga. It's another powerful card, which will definitely search for a Skull Climb with all these insects and the Bloodgust on field. Yeah, we have some prime time. So let's see. And a Boseiju. Is there any... Yeah, we don't have the list. I'm just thinking about, is there any way of getting back Boseiju on hand? I don't think so. But I don't... Isn't there any other utility land you could search for instead of bringing that one to the battlefield? It's a bit weird.
Maybe he just wants to show off that he has a 25 euro magic card, a new one in his deck.
Could be,
no,
but he did so.
I think he might have like the Golgari bounce land or something as well in the deck, and he'll
that could that could be one. That could be a thing, right?
I would be surprised if the Will and Lucas deck did not play balance. That would be incredible. So, I mean, he also has. Oh, never mind. He doesn't have a lot of life. That reanimate has been exceptionally useless this game.
Yeah, so far it has. Could have been nice in the last game, right? With Vengevine and some other targets he had in graveyard.
Yeah, but then he would have died to his Bob.
Correct.
I think he was teetering on the edge of life for quite a while in that last game. So I think the life loss would have been devastating.
And now, even with the Lurrus, there's one attack he goes up to. He would go up to 7.
And then,
and then there's the backswing from Primeval Titan, which is just lethal.
Yeah, tramp damage from.
So, I don't know how the land toolbox looks like, and probably the Grist player is playing crop rotation to find Urza Saga and other lands, but if not, I would not include Bojuka Bog, since you're running a dork deck and you want to make some early drops. And so far, it rather looks like he's playing an aggressive deck.
I agree.
So we have a Strix into survival of the fittest. And I think it's a Rogren Triome. And a Concealed Courtyard, and there's another fast land, Spybluff Kennel. And we see a Prismatic Ending. That's a great target. That's a very good target. Getting rid of a survival isn't too bad, especially after we see the Bloodgust magic and Vengevine and whatsoever.
Yep.
There's a Witherbloom command.
That's a good force spike. I'm guessing that Witherbloom command would have been milling for a land too. So we might not see a land drop next turn.
That's sad. Well, the
Actually,
guy.
never mind. No, we didn't see a land drop. Yeah,
Yeah, we did not. And
yeah.
there's a there's a dashed Ragavan that can change the game quite, and he can even play the DT. That's ridiculous.
Let's see. Oh, this is very strong.
Wow, wow. Yeah.
I'm not sure what it's getting here, but it's definitely.
Come on, it's just okay. There is no command on the battlefield, so going for flawless maneuver. On the other hand, Ragavan is returning to hand next turn. Yeah, just play the DT. I mean, do it.
Yeah. Interesting to see that he was considering cracking the clue, which I don't see any world where you'd ever do that.
There is no clue. That's a treasure, I guess, right?
I
From
meant, I
Ragavan.
meant, I meant, yeah, I meant
Yeah,
the treasure,
you
not the
mean
clue.
okay
Yeah, using the mana from the clue when you have two lying around.
from the treasure? Yes. Doesn't at some other point it might be more useful. And next turn there might be another Ragavan, and it seems that he has no fourth land drop as well, which is. Oh. I mean, he's still searching for the third one, but we're in the fourth round, I guess.
Yep.
So there will be another Ragavan. And what did he search for? There's an abrupt decay. Ooh. I don't know. I would have probably searched for. I would have played one of my commanders, and I would have probably searched for flawless maneuver.
I think Stoneforge is fine here. If I'm guessing Stoneforge was the DT here.
Could be, yeah.
Get a jitter and get a hit on board. Might have been okay to just get jitter on its own, but
You have one more
oh,
lion.
Lion Sash as well, right?
Yeah, you can also go for lion
Yeah.
sash. But then a lion sash directly would have been better. So not quite sure if he really searched for that one.
Maybe.
But it might be the case.
Yeah. Might also just have like a plain old counter spell that he's ready to cast here.
Now we see a daze for the Grist. Yeah, he will just fetch for a Tundra or is this a Misty Rainforest or Verdant Catacombs? I think it's a Misty, right?
Yep.
No lands, no hope. That's right. There's a UC. UC is fine as well, which will be returned for the days. He even hardcasts it. Okay, you can do that as well. And here we have a very sad Grist player, which makes totally sense. Would have not been too bad if it wasn't for the missing land, I guess. For actually the force spike turned the game here, I guess.
Yeah, I think the countering looking for another land, which he would have found since that forest came 2 turns after the Witherbloom command.
So there's a clue, another will. I would expect.
No clue on the Grist side.
Yep. He's on 12 already. He lost another life. And I think this lion sash is going to grow. Ooh, there's a toxic. 4-3. which is not very. No, never mind. He can pump the Lion Sash twice, I guess. Then it's still on 3. So the battlefield is wiped. Do we have a comeback? I don't think Toxic saves the day. Oh, maybe there's even a counterspell to that.
That would be very strong. That would end the game in the next.
So there is a
2
clue,
turns.
and he is.
Oh, he's just cracking the clue. Okay.
Maybe he's searching for a force if he runs on.
Not sure what his blue card density is, but with one reanimate, I guess the reanimate might be able to get back the Lion Sash and start pumping damage pretty quickly.
I think he forgot the trigger. No, he did not. So there's another clue. He drew a Dark Slick Shore. There is still a reanimate on field, I guess.
In hand.
In hand, yeah.
Fine.
On field doesn't make a lot of sense. Young Pyromancer, interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting indeed. And we have.
Oh, let's see if what the reanimate targets. Targets the Lion Sash?
Yeah,
Why
I
did
think
he?
that makes sense.
I think it's fine, but he spent. He had 2. Wow, okay, yeah. Well, he spent a white mana to cast it, and now he only has 1 white mana untapped to pump the Lion Sash once. Seems like a bit of a fail.
But the other one it's a scrubland, right? Yeah, it's a scrubland.
Yeah.
And the plains. Okay.
And there's an Orborg on the battlefield.
The way he. No, it must be a Badlands and the plains. Okay, so he should have tapped the Underground Sea instead. That's right.
Yeah, the UC should be tapped.
And then he had 3 white mana open. There's a Wealthy Tutor. Let's be honest, is there anything that can save him from that position? I don't think so.
I mean, I'm not sure what he would be getting. Maybe a Dryad Arbor in order to have a land drop.
Aha. That's a... Oh, Jesus. You even give away a card for that. Actually, 2 cards.
Yeah,
that
feels like a really bad exchange.
Yeah, absolutely. But maybe that's the best he can do. There's an Outland Liberator again. And a Dread Arbor.
I think he should be eating his own fetch lands, not exiling demonic tutors from the opponent's graveyard in order to pump the Lion Sash.
So we see a Deadly Relic in hand. Yay. And he has 7 mana. Great card. We love it.
We do.
Huh?
It's just a really good card.
Yeah, fine.
Not broken at all.
So please do it correctly this time. Okay, he has to tap 1 white, fair enough. And there's a Deadly Relic. Welcome back to the Clown Fiesta, guys. Of course, people could say now, well, he could have paid 4 mana in that situation as well. Yeah, alright. But then he would have had to decide between either casting the commander or paying for Deadly Relic. think we don't have to talk about. I mean, who would play a removal spell for 4 if it isn't Baleful Mastery?
Yep.
Oh, is that a signed forest? That's cool. Looks like.
It's
There's a
I can't
signature,
say it anymore.
a silver
Right?
one, I guess. Oh, there is a rankle. That's cool. He keeps exiling.
What is he doing?
He exiled Toxic Deluge instead of drawing.
He has fetch lands and creatures in his graveyard. He should be.
Yeah, I would
Could
also
be
do that. I don't know. Maybe
exiling
he's
as a.
scared of a Hoga cast or something similar. I don't understand it, but okay. On the other hand, it might very well not matter since there is a Kata Commando. A great card. I really like it. Powerful addition to Tempo decks, powerful addition to White Weenie.
Hey, this is a. I guess we're once again we're 7 rounds in. Don't see why you'd shock the Godless Shrine before drawing a card with the clue, if that's your plan anyway.
That's an interesting one, Shaum. He just mentioned that some players might assume that Lion Sash only hits opponents' graveyards. But yeah, I would expect him to know what the card does.
Roo.
I think the most. Now he reads it again. He's reconfiguring. Is this a big pyromancer?
Currently,
Does the equipment keep the ability?
yes.
Okay, cool.
The counters continue to be on the Lion Sash,
Yeah, right.
but the equipped creature gets +1/+1.
Okay, but is there still the ability of exiling
Yes.
cards?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
yeah. Cool. Yeah, I mean, he's not really in a good spot, right? And it seems he does know you can exile your own cards. It's going up once, twice, and a third time.
Doesn't look like it. He's put down his graveyard. Yeah, he's just looking to trade with the Rankle.
Okay, fair enough. Why not?
Not sure what his last card in hand is in order to facilitate that.
It's quite interesting. If we assume that life gain is not that important anymore, I think Lion Sash is way better Scavenging Ooze.
Yes, but still absolutely depends on the deck, right? So
correct.
So he needs 3 servos of that commander in play in order to crew it.
That's correct.
But if he has it down, he can play you can play a little bit of delve stuff. You can play. Yeah, so I guess it could be an interesting list. I feel like having a commander that you probably want to be playing turn 5 seems a little weak.
Yeah.
But if you go for the assumption that it doesn't get removed.
I mean, it's more resilient in a way that it blanks creature interaction, right? So you have to have a
Yes,
braid
definitely.
and stuff like this. A dog versus a giant robot. That's right. That's I like the card. It looks cool. I mean, and it's the first time we have a vehicle in our command zone.
Yep.
Yeah, I would assume so. That there is a Talia turn 2 swap. Or it's very likely to see something
This
like
is
that.
a bit confusing. The opponent, the blue-white player, is putting his graveyard right next to his command zone.
Yep, it is confusing indeed. There's a Leonine Arbiter. And it seems to resolve. But he's missing a land drop.
So this can get quite out of hand. He has a Day of Judgment in play. If he just on curve casts a Day of Judgment next turn, isn't stopped. I guess in response he's going to lose a land. In response to the Day of Judgment, if the Ghost Quarter kills something. No, okay, yeah.
Oh, that needs to be taken care of. And suddenly the Day of Judgment isn't too good. Because there is...
he's casting his commander now.
There's a Selfless Spirit on the field. Quite a funny one. Go down to 6.
You know what that card's name is?
Vigilant Martyr, I guess.
Ooh.
Doesn't really do anything.
Really.
So now we have a...
We have a go. Oh, there's a Mystic Confluence.
Yeah, exactly. And there is a Temple of the False God. That's interesting.
Very. I haven't seen one of those in a deck in quite a while.
Right.
And for good reason, in my opinion. Oh, he could go for the maximum greed line.
Ooh, and there is a Brave of the Elements that says protection from blue. This is awkward.
He can't survive, yeah.
Wow. That's a great one.
He blocks and goes to 1.
Here we go, guys. Oh, boys.
The white weenie player should be ghost quartering now.
I think so as well.
Don't see any reason not
to
to.
brave the elements. That really changed the game. And
Yes,
he does.
okay. Yeah.
And he does.
Well, it doesn't take him off double white. Oh, maybe that's also correct.
So he can make a pilot. But the question is if he is able to find...
There's the Force of Negation that he would have needed last turn.
Right. There's another pilot. He should play for another round. Maybe to get more information, but on the other hand... There's nothing to do about it, right? Yeah, and he conceded. Okay, I was wrong. This one was a very fast game instead.
Into the 2 mana. The issue that you always have when you cut in when you commander swap is your commander is no longer CMC1, and the deck is built around having a CMC1 1-drop. So these white weenie builds are playing quite a few 1-drops less, which means
correct
that you're going to be mulliganing.
I just noticed that I assigned the points wrong. apparently it's the White Winnie player who won the first round, right?
It is.
Yeah. So what do we see? We do not see a 1-drop as expected. Is this a wash away? Yeah, there's a wash away, there's a Day of Judgment, and the rest I can't figure out. It's another land. We see a Dranif. Well, a Dranif is something to take care of as well. And we have a Solitude and a Portable Hole. Could it be? It could be.
I think casting Dranith now would either... Like, I don't think it's worth a counterspell at this point, considering the Day of Judgment.
That's correct.
Yeah, so he just draws for turn. Doesn't respond. Not having something to do with your mana there is kind of yikes. Casting an Impulse would have been great.
What's the first card there? Can't figure it out.
That's a Selfless Spirit. Oh no, there's a Luminarch Ascendant.
Ah, right, yeah. Putting counters.
Yeah.
And there is a target for a Tail's End. He's not even taking the wash away. Okay, interesting. Yeah, why not?
I guess Wash Away is still a hard counter now.
And there is no land drop. Yeah, I think so too.
Again, White Week. I don't know if keeping 2 landers is risky in White Weenie, but it hasn't seemed to pay off very well.
Yeah, that's right. There's a fetch going down to 18. And he's... I mean, why would you interact with that in any way? Why not instead just leave it on a battlefield, take 1 hit from the Dranif, and then next turn your Day of Judgment already did something?
I agree.
Let's see. But is he really casting the wash away? Wow. Wow.
Then again, if he plans to take, so that would be taking 2 off the Dranith this turn. Okay, no, I don't agree with that. I think using the Day of Judgment earlier would be better there.
Okay, I'm not sure if we are still at a point in Azurius control to being in need of Condemn. Okay, he wants to cast his commander. I can see that. But... well, it seems there is no other land, but there is a Stoneforge Mystic. A beautiful one. And he discards...
I really don't think... Okay, yeah, he can't force it, and I don't think he should be trying.
He discards the new blue land. Interesting.
Is a Mystic Sanctuary still in hand? That does come untapped next turn.
And the other one is a Prismatic Ending, I guess. And there's another temple. Oh, guys.
Do you still remember what it's called, the engine?
Which card?
Ancient asked to see the engine, the commander of the blue-white deck.
Yeah, sure. There you go. So there's an exile on this one, okay. Okay, it does enter it untapped. You probably just take the wash away. It's looking very bad for the white weenie player this time.
Yeah, he has to discard end of turn. Use up so many cards.
I think it was not a problem to keep a two-lander being on the
Same,
draw.
same. I think it's fine.
Yeah, was a bit
What I do,
unlucky.
what I do still not really like is not casting the Day of Judgment and like casting the counterspell and the condemn.
I agree.
I think it would have been because now he can't even really commit to making 3 tokens to crew the Genesis engine, because if he has to board wipe, then uh, that progress towards crewing the Genesis engine is gone.
Yes. So we see a brainstorm, another wash away. The white weenie player tried to resolve a cliffside rescuer. Now
Wait, how did
we
he
have.
cast the wash away?
Does Minamo say you untap a legendary permanent?
Yes,
That's cool.
you can untap Academy Ruins
Yeah,
until they're in Academy with it.
that's cool. There's an
Confused. How
Urza
was the
Slider.
wash away cast for 1 there? Because he tapped.
I think he had
Tapped.
enough mana, right? He was.
What did he
He
do
had.
with it?
He paid the temple.
He prismatic endinged a Stoneforge and activated the engine.
Yeah.
So he had 3 mana left, and he active. Oh
He has the temple.
no, he'd already activated. Wait, how did he discard the brainstorm then?
Uh, by activating Shorikai. You draw 2 cards and discard 1.
Yeah.
So the brainstorm was a discard, and then he was able to cast Wash Away. I think he paid 3 instead of 1.
Okay. Yeah, that's because I only saw him tap 2 mana for it. But whatever. It's
This, well, let's be honest. This game is completely over.
yes.
We don't even need to talk about that. There's an 8/8 guy coming in soon, and he counts for Emrakul. I'm just joking. Please don't cast it. What are you going to cast for 6? What is this? March of the Overworldly? I think the white one.
No idea.
I think it is the white one. Oh, Otherworldly Light. I think this is the right.
Oh, he. Wait. Are you sure that's the card? I mean, he's
I'm not
taking.
sure. No, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, this will result in a game loss if judged correctly, because I think it has changed the way they. Because at this state he is representing an illegal game state, and now the game has started. Yeah. Okay. So that should be a 2-1 for the white winnie player without even doing a lot. Yeah, because he is. No, there's the commander. Okay, never mind. So we're playing a game. Ah, that would have been not funny. So there's a land, but it's changed like this. If you shuffle your commander in your command zone and you start the game, you represent an illegal deck, since your commander should be in your command zone, and therefore you should get a game loss, I guess. But I would have to check it out before. Not too sure on that.
we have a pithing needle naming the commander, I'm guessing.
Yep, I was not sure if the Azorius player managed to put his commander back into the command zone. I was just saying that there was... Oh, Solitude is actually a nice card against Talia.
Definitely.
Is
that a revitalize?
Yep. It is. Quite a strange decision, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think I'd hope to see better cards than Duel Commander.
Well, this hand looks... If that's the list that I have, I'm not sure if that's the player who... If is there any French guy with us who know if that's Marsh? Because I have seen a list yesterday from him. He's a committee member, and it has a revitalize. And I think we were talking about why not including Sunset Revelry. Revitalize. I mean, it's okay. Have a survival tool against red deck wins and aggressive decks.
Yeah, I also agree. No deck should be playing a revitalize before playing a Sunset Revelry. Very powerful card.
Yep.
As opposed to a utterly mediocre card.
Yes, I do think so as well. Yes, tell us. Yeah, fortunately it didn't happen. I liked the interaction with Norin the Wary, I guess. How is that written? Can you check that, Kinky?
Pardon? Norin the Weary?
Yeah, isn't it called like this? I mean, the 2/1 that flickers itself whenever you attack or cast another spell.
Oh.
And this one is quite a nice synergy with Yoshimaru.
Definitely.
I don't know if it's a kobold or...
It's a human.
By the way, guys, here's the revitalize. It's a beautiful looking card. That has to be said. So, what's on the battlefield? 2, 3, 3 was a saga tokens.
I can't think of what the card's called. I'm looking in my Norin.
With one R only. Okay, fair enough.
Not Noran, Norin.
Yeah, Norin the Wary. There we go. A human warrior. This one with Yoshimaru, quite a nice energy, I guess.
Especially since if you cast Yoshimaru on 1 and cast him on 2, you get 1 trigger on it and get another trigger on it before the round is over.
Correct.
The opponent has a 3/3 to deal with turn 2.
That's the worst case. Because in most cases, with the amount of legendary lands and stuff, would rather imagine to have...
Sure.
Would rather imagine to have a 4/4. It was we made some test games with the Boros pile and the Orzhov pile, of which we made a deck tech, and it was ridiculously easy to tick up Yoshi in a fast, within like 1 or 2 turns. Like you had a 3/3 4/4. Yoshi into Caliph is a 3/3 as well, that's right. Yeah, there are a couple of ways. It's also I don't know. You can have a one drop Mox Ember, stuff like this.
Isamaru.
Both tokens are dead. There's a Teferi on board. The Pithing Needle still is a problem for Shorikai, and that's a huge problem, right? I mean, you need to get rid of the Pithing Needle,
Yes.
otherwise your commander is simply useless.
He has the temple again, and it has enough lands to cast it, to use it again.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the secret tech.
Probably. I think the needle simply named Shorikai, the commander. Which
we can't see and we can't ask, so yeah, I think we're just guessing.
I could zoom in, but it doesn't really do anything. If you have a reliable target for the needle, you would most likely cast it. Needle is also good against Grist. But compared to Azorius, the deck has much more tools to do something against artifacts. So, is there an equip to Isamaru? I think the second token was taken care as well, yes. It looks like the dice are still on the battlefield, and now there is an equip to Isamaru, which is fine. We have a Mana Type, Wrath, Mystic, Confluence, and a Snapcaster Mage, if I'm right. And that's more of the stally game that I expected. And this one is a March of the Overworldly as well. It's a great card in White Winnie, I guess. the Azorius player looks kind of bored. Dun 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 dun. No, it's a remorseful cleric. Okay, that's fine as well.
That could be a good answer to the snappy.
Is this? There's a Gelid Shackles, which is quite useless, and an On Thin Ice, and an Emerge Unscathed, I guess.
Not sure.
I think so.
The Wrath of God, I'm guessing that's the white-bordered card in the Azorius player's hand.
Sorry, which one?
The white-bordered card in the Azorius player's hand, I think, is Wrath of God.
Yeah, it's a Wrath, and there's a Mana Type. And a Mythic Confluence again, as well as the Temple. So there's a Mystic Confluence cast. Ooh, the Armageddon can be a problem here.
This is
bounce,
bounce
draw.
counter draw. Oh no, bounce draw in the end step. Never mind, that's what happened.
Ooh. So there is a pass. What did he draw? Miscalculation, I guess. Right?
Sure.
I think it's a miscalculation.
Did he play a land? No, right?
No, he did not. So there's a dog. Ooh, that's cool. Now, please play the Dranef. Do not. No, why do you play it? Yeah, the reverse cleric is equal, I guess.
Yeah, so he has to snappy in response.
But there is a scavenger grounds on field.
But that's then still a wasteland. Right?
Yeah, sure.
I feel like if he ever wants to use the snappy, he's got to make a play for it now.
That's correct. If
And he can monetize the cleric if he cracks the scavenger grounds.
Yeah, he could do so, right.
So he could be keeping pressure off board. Oh, okay, he's let it resolve.
Probably is there anything he could cast with
Like confluence and bounce stuff. Bounce, draw.
There's an oust. We still have Norrin on our screen. There's nothing else could be interesting. Yeah, bouncing or exiling, that's right. If there is a point at which the Azorius player... What's that, a war room? I think it's a war room.
Yes.
So right, Kinky. Oh, yo. Remembers me of this picture with this dude hanging himself to the tree and like watering the tree while having the
Yeah.
right that one.
Yep. A bit of a morbid thought, but yes.
Yeah, but it's funny though. What is the land in the middle of Isamaru? It's the cave of the frost drake, I guess. Cave of the
The 3/4
dragon.
that costs 5 to activate. Miscalc.
Yeah, as I said, there's a miscalculation.
But it's payable.
Yeah, and then he can pay the mana tithe. It's a 2-for-1. That should be okay. He should do that, I guess. Yeah, just do it, and then you get the next counterspell. There's nothing wrong with it. A 2-for-1. Next turn you can just cast Talia, and there is a mana tithe. Yep. And the Azorius player is left with 1 card in hand.
It's a Wrath of God that he's going to have to wait a long time to cast. But he should definitely be casting as Commander.
Wow. And now he's going to draw cards with War Room and draining 2 life. There is a cave, and the cave can be dangerous at some point. Down to 21. I mean, yeah, alright. The Azorius player will run out of time. That's a sign already. There's nothing, and there's a Day of Judgment and a Preordain. Okay, would it have not been better to cast a Preordain? I don't know. It's a very strange one. So we have a couple of
I think
things.
the issue at the moment is that he's just dead to 3 swings from the cave. There's not much he can do about it at this point.
That's
He has
correct.
to find instant speed removal. And
Yeah.
he can't dig with his commander.
I mean, what's the point here? What could the other guy do? Definitely trying to cast the Jello Shackles. Finally. Maybe onto the Snapcaster Mage.
And if casting the gel, if he doesn't have a land drop here, okay. So
that's a new Aiganyo. And there's an Armageddon. Oh, we forgot about that one. Woohoo! This is spicy,
we did
guys.
forget about that one. Okay, yeah, I think this
This
is probably
is spicy.
GG.
Yeah, that's super. That's so much GG. There's a Prismatic Vista, followed by
A
Preordain. So now he does not really have a lot of time.
I mean, he trades with the Isamaru. No, there's an Nice Energy Electric Shackle, so he doesn't trade with the Isamaru. That's 3 turns that he has.
But the Jello Shackles needs mana in order to not make the creature block, I guess. No, it was the other way around. You pay mana to give him Defender, right? Yeah. Correct. Can't block and its activated abilities can't be played. That's great. He prevents. How's the card called?
I don't know this card.
You exile a white disrupting whatever.
It's disrupting shoal?
No, it's not shoal. Disrupting shoal. How's the white one called? Guys, help us. Someone knows. Shining shoal. It is correct.
They're all shoal.
They're all shoal, but shining shoal. Yeah, correct. Sorry. Prevent the next X damage. Yeah, having
that
some.
Seems very narrow.
And then attack for 4 goes down to 1. There is a condemn still, but that's simply not enough. That's it. And there is a Shackles and On Thin Ice still in hand. Yeah.
You could also consider playing the original companion rule again. Because I don't really think it's that broken. And I think...
But that would really lead towards Lurrus decks being some kind of... I mean, being some kind of second partner again, and then...
Sure, but the restriction of playing only 2 mana cards and below is very strong.
Yeah.
As opposed to 60 card deck, where basically all the cards that you're playing in Modern are already only 2 color, and most decks can just play Lurrus just for fun, without changing the list much. And I guess the issue then would be would actually probably be, what's it called? The elk that we were talking about before.
Giganta.
Yeah, I think Giganta would be more of an issue than Lurrus.
Could be. But that would probably lead to the format warping around companion decks, because still there are a lot of people who think that free card advantage is that much relevant. Okay, free card advantage would be relevant, but having the semi-card advantage of partners, I still think... Yeah, Isamaru actually has a very nice opening here. with Adeline and the dog, and there's another human.
Yep. Seems like a very strong start.
Plus Mox Ember, right? And there is a Gideon followed.
Yeah. I mean, we could see something like a balance here. That would definitely be strong.
I'm not sure if the 4-color deck is running a balance.
I would be surprised if it wasn't.
Why?
Like very.
It doesn't
Okay.
look like it's designed around rock magic, and from what I've seen so far, okay, he already scoops. From what I've seen so far, is that just for nostalgia, touching some Rayhan piles again.
No.
Rayhan Caliph was a cool deck with the Conclave Mentor.
Definitely.
That's not the Conclave Mentor. This is the Conclave Mentor. Now people are confused because there's no green magic plate. But I show a green commander. It's not a commander. Yeah, it's a green commander in Pauper-EDH. I don't think it's played in Pauper-EDH.
I mean, if you haven't played it, probably not now.
No. Since it doesn't produce any counters on its own, I don't see a reason to do so. There were better Celestia part commanders for Pauper.
I know. I played against them.
Did you?
Yeah, I've played against your one that.
Gets bigger with more creatures?
Yes.
How is it called? Sisai? I think it's called Sisai.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yep.
Yeah, Shana, Sisai's Legacy. This one.
Ah, basically, Sisai.
Basically Sisai, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Pauper EDH, exactly, where your commander is uncommon or common even if you want to. It gained some popularity within the last year. Yeah, it's a cool format. We played it some time ago. But if you like to play with power,
Play Vintage Cube.
that's the best answer you can give here. That's right.
Yep.
It was a star in a Gila deck. It's a warrior, correct. I think I cut it at the end because they were better 2-drops.
And I mean, the Najila list was very tight. I feel like
Yep, it was extremely tight.
that card is a bit worse than most of the slots that were in that. Because it occupies the same space as a 1-drop in that list. Just a single warrior that attacks and doesn't pump the other warriors or gain card advantage or anything like that.
Wow. So many times we've seen it run it from the White Winnie player.
Getting dazed, hardcast dazed here. That seems like a good line. We've got a Northern Saga on the battlefield and a Draneth of his own. And a Memory Lapse. And a basic island. Can't tell everything.
Is it a Draneth on his own?
Yes, he does have a Draneth.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely gets big very quickly. Ooh, I'm not sure if I agree with this. At least I guess you can keep mana open and play the Saga next turn and not do anything this turn. Oh, well, Memory Lapse this turn. He's stuck on lands again. He really is. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. And there is a wash away.
Yeah.
And I remember people saying in the first place, why would I play a cancel? That's most often a cancel. Well, it isn't. playing
Yeah,
them.
so here we see the Uta Saga being played, and then using it to cast Drunneth, keeping Memory Lapse open, and next turn he can play a Will, and pump his constructs a little bit with Will,
Yep.
as well as make a token.
And this is going to be a tough one, I guess. The memory lapse is still open. At least there is a land drop. That's something to start with. We have an unexpectedly absent. Is this a Honor of the Pure? I don't think that this plays Honor of the Pure.
It's a Leonin Relic Water, if I see it correctly.
Yeah, the first card is.
That would be a good card to cast.
Definitely. A nice one to do something against Urza Saga.
Yeah, but that gets memory lapsed with no hesitation.
And now that there is the Blinkmoth Nexus, he's not able to cast another 1 mana card.
Yeah, that's something that I think is quite common with White Weenie, is that you will have situations where you just can't cast your hand. You're wasting mana because you've got colorless lands. Like, they have a high utility in the deck. Of course, they're good in the deck, but sometimes you just take damage, or you lose mana because you can't cast all your spells.
Yeah, right.
If he had 3 mana, three white mana there, he would have been able to cast his 1/1 regeneration guy.
And yet there is no.
Takes a clue, so there's going to be a 3/3 construct that'll turn 4/4.
It's a Colorgun's command in his hand, I guess.
Yes. Let's see if he takes the token or the saga, if he does decide to recast the Relic Water. No, yeah, I think he's going for Bremels, yeah.
So there is a token. It's
He's attacking
already.
with a. If he cracks it in response to the popping, he's got a 5/5 token.
Yep.
He has that's a Chain Lightning.
And the
Should be
5/5 token is big enough to get through Peter Moorbacher's Brimas.
How do you know that's Peter Moorbacher?
It's the artist of the card.
Ah.
Not the player.
No, I was confused. I was wondering why.
It's here.
Why do you know?
Here you see it's Peter Moorbacher.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, having 2 5/5 constructs is quite scary, I'd say. And the Skull Clamp isn't bad either. He's not in a good shape. Ah, okay, it's a retrofit of Foundry. Interesting.
And make the token 6/6 right away.
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah, so if we don't see, we have a Relic Water to deal with one of them, but there should be like a 6 life damage swing.
Ah, it's not looking good.
A bit confused there.
Because?
Oh, he was a bit confused, not me.
Okay.
With the cutting the deck.
Yeah. Taking 6 damage. I think there is no situation in which he could get out of it.
I mean, yeah, he has the Relic Water, which takes care of one of them. And if you find one more removal, then he could be good.
He also has an unexpectedly absent in hand. Okay.
Oh yeah, so he has answers to both.
Yeah, but it takes so much time.
That's true.
I mean, there still is a Kolaghan's command in hand, and
I think he's gonna regret, because that's a chain lightning, and he can't cast the Kolaghan's command. I think he's gonna regret not taking that extra damage from the retrofitter foundry, or as in like not swinging for that one extra.
yeah, because yeah, what's the big deal if you know that your opponent is stuck on 3 lands? There is not a lot of. Is this a Mox Ember? No.
Yeah, no,
That's a
can't
Leonin.
be.
Mox Ember would be cool with Prima, so he would have one
Definitely.
more.
He's taking the foundry. That seems like not the right move.
Okay. Why would you do that? What you doing, Charlie? Oh, that's a shiny bird.
Even though the token that was just made doesn't fly.
Right? So you can roast the Leonin, and then you can attack. And then your tokens are 6/6 again. Oh, he even has a terminate. Ay. But probably there is a protection spell again. Oh, a reverent mantra. So maybe there's still a Kolaghan's command in hand.
Yeah. You can kill the relic water in response and make the opponent discard a card. And then
He has to do
I
it.
think comes out pretty bad for.
You could have expected some kind of free spell, and just play it the other way around. But well, it's easily
I think getting rid of the relic water is better because it gives you the foundry back, puts 1 more damage on the board.
No, it's perfectly fine. I'm just saying he should have casted the command first, targeting the Relic Warden, because the opponent would have probably still respawned with a Reverent Mantra, not expecting him to have terminate for Primas.
But then the relic water survives.
That's correct, but you're fighting. You have like a 2/2 versus a 3/4 that creates a token. I mean, not that it seems to matter here, but it definitely can, because Primas is much more in range of blocking down a token compared to the cat.
Yep.
So I don't know. What's the proper response? Are you into spaghetti right now? Otherwise, enjoy your dinner.
Are your hands actually in the bowl of spaghetti?
That's what I'm.
Seems a little bit.
That's what I'm asking.
I mean, not sure you seem at least civilized enough to be able to type in a Twitch chat. I don't see why you'd be eating with your hands.
You're building it when his list goes public. Do that. Spoons are overrated, okay? Just keep in mind, guys. Don't include.
Do you eat your pasta with a knife? Are you a psychopath?
Forks too. Spaghetti with spoon. Yeah, why not? There's a weathered wayfarer. The white weenie guy even has a 1-drop. Sporks would be a nice combination, right?
Weathered Wayfarer on the play, bit dubious, but hopefully it fixes any issues that he has with playing lands as he has had in the last I think 4 games that we've seen him play. He's always been kind of stuck on lands.
But it only searches lands if your opponent has more, right?
Exactly. So if he stumbles in a turn, he will get to eventually activate it.
And here we have a first Talia on the battlefield. Is this... Oh, how is it called? The card that only exiles a monocolor?
Vanishing Verse.
Vanishing Verse, yeah. I'm not super convinced of it, but okay.
It's never quite made the cut in the decks that I've
Played it in, yeah.
made since I've had it. It's always like, oh, I have these two better removal spells. Like, I don't think... I feel like this card is worse than Heartless Act in most situations. And definitely worse than Eliminate.
I also don't like the fact of playing it in 4 colors since it's very mana intense. And you could argue that your command zone is mana intense as well, and you always should have the mana to cast Will or Lurrus. Okay, fine.
But as we can see, he's had to fetch in a way that he can't cast the Vanishing Verse with his current lands.
Yep. And there's Lucas.
So
a good blocker for Talia. And for the other card as well. So let's hope the opponent has something to deal with Lucas. There's a Tithe Taker. And the Vigilant Martyr.
yeah, this board is not looking very impressive against a 1/3.
No, it does not.
Thrasios on top.
It's crazy if you think about next turn.
Oh, we have two 1/3s now. An impenetrable wall.
Yeah. And there's a Remorseful Cleric. That's the first one who will get through.
Yep.
But, oh, and that's a
What?
Sprite Dragon.
I'm so confused. Why has... What?
What?
Okay, the White Weenie player has decided to... No, more... Never mind. I'm dumb. I thought he could be activating the Weatherblade Pharaoh, but it's the other way around. It's the opponent has to have more lands than him, not...
That's a mental misstep.
Is it? What's it? Yeah, in hand.
A mental misstep that's currently casted for 2 mana if you pay 2 life. Amazing. And this time it's the 4-color player who is not going to make any land drops. There's a... Yep. Oh, is this a Palace Jailer? No, that's for Parallax Wave that can't be casted.
There is a Jailer in hand. There's a Jailer in hand. I see a Jailer in hand. Top card in his hand now. Yeah, Jailer seems very strong here. Not sure if you go for the Commander or the Palace Jailer itself. Or the Druneth itself.
The Druneth, yeah.
I think you can go for the Druneth.
You can't go for the Palace Jailer since you need to exile a card from your opponent, I guess.
Yeah, so but I think you can take the Commander since the Commander's going to start killing 1/2s.
Yeah, and I mean sacrificing the Foundry to kill Talia is not really something you want to do.
I wonder if it would be worth it. No,
I don't think so.
Might be worth it to attack with a Tithe Taker to have another 1/1 in the air.
And he's very frustrated. Now he even has to pay 2 mana for the Force of Will. There's 5 mana, and we see a Recruiter of the Guard, I guess. Yeah, so for the first time we see the Weathered Wayfarer. You could have solved the mana problem, and now there is no.
Yep. It's gonna take at least 6 turns.
Yeah.
For anything to happen there.
So 4 mana again. He might think about casting the Gideon, I guess. fetching
Gonna be paying
first.
5 for that. Yep.
Yeah, I think, guys, I think this
I think
looks like... What card is that?
the Gideon won't resolve, but that's the planes that puts a +1/+1 counter on a creature if you have 3.
Ooh, okay. Not sure. Oh, sorry, we haven't checked the chat. Was asked for Vigilant Martyr. This one regenerates a creature. And now there's a Gideon. Yeah, and now he has to pay 2 mana for the force.
That is painful.
This is so dumb.
Oh, it's not. I thought it was the 4 mana Gideon.
It doesn't even matter. I mean, look at the board state. There's a Monarch, and now we have a...
Only two of the, or only one of the opponent of the White Weenie players.
Why would
can
you?
attack.
Why would you not put the counter on Talia and swing with Talia instead, and the Remorseful Cleric since it has evasion?
I don't really see the reason.
Is there something I'm missing? Idyllic Grange.
Especially since he wants to be attacking with. Since what you want to be doing is if there's removal, you want to be splitting the targets. So the +1, so one creature should be stronger. So you should, yeah, just I think that's I don't see any reason why you would put the counter on the.
Yeah, right. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, because then he can. You're right. He can attack with the jailer as well. Then. And even the Tithe Taker, and just leave back the Withered Wayfarer to block.
Yeah, right.
But now it's probably not worth it.
I'm not sure if you want to get rid of the Tithe Taker, but...
Well, no, but I mean, if that would be 5 more damage coming through.
Yeah.
The opponent would be at 4 then.
Yep.
And it would be a counter on the. He'd be attacking with a spirit the round after. So
there is a Selfless Spirit. I'm not too sure about that, but maybe he is not casting Rin Wingmare. I think I would have gone even deeper into staxing my opponent now, since he has huge trouble getting some lands off his draws. And there it is, a Siege from Coast.
no black mana with a Croxa, an Inquisition, and a Vanishing Verse.
I did die confident, but it's unlikely to cast this card now.
Jitter and a Dress Down, and what's the last card? I can't tell.
Croxa, Vanishing Verse.
Croxa, Vanishing Verse, Bob, Jitter, Dress Down, and in between that, I can't tell.
I don't know either. Yeah. What is he going to do? Casting a Smuggler's Copter. Yeah, and here, yeah, that's what I meant. And now you have this 3/2 flying creature that's blocked by a copter. Cool. You're trading this stuff. There's a Parallax Wave, and that's enough to just concede.